Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Zeppelin and I hope you are all doing well. So before we get on to the reactions for the Muse Drones album, I first wanted to make this quick video message before the video starts, just to let you know about a video that I have been working on over the past number of months. Now, I wanted to have it out by the end of last month, but I got ill and I also got delayed in it. It was taking longer than I thought, but we are well on course to getting it finished and I'm hoping to have it up at the end of October. So here's a quick trailer for the video. I hope you enjoy it and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video you're about to watch, and please do check out this video when it comes out around the end of October. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you'll know when it comes out, and follow me on my social media, Twitter being my biggest social media, where I post regular updates so you'll know when the video is out. It will mean a lot to me if you check it out, as I have put my absolute heart and soul into this video and it is getting there. So without further ado, here's the trailer. Enjoy. Peace. The Last of Us Part 2 is a game that I don't think I will ever play again. But let me explain why. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on to one of my favorite tracks on the Muse Drones album, which is Reapers, as you can see here. Let's just go up into that so you don't see that I have a million tabs open, because I know people get really annoyed at that. And to be honest, I don't blame them, but I need them open or I forget. But anyway, yes, so the Muse Reapers song, I think the majority of people would say it's probably one of the best songs, if not the best song on the album, and probably one of the best songs that they've brought out in the last 10 years. It's sort of a real cool rock song, blends together a lot of different rock elements. It has a very nice chorus, sort of a very nice solo, although I've talked to some people who think otherwise, but I personally enjoy it. And then a fantastic breakdown at the end that really sort of sells the heaviness of the song, the message of the album. All in all, I think it's a great piece. I think it's a really cool piece, and it works with the album well. It's a nice change of pace from Mercy, which of course, if you've watched the last video already, which I hope you have, make sure to go check it out. It's definitely a massive improvement on that, and I feel like we come into a run of a few songs now where the album really is in its peak before it sort of drops off towards the latter stages, which is an arguable criticism of a number of Muse albums. You know, you take, for example, the Absolution album, wherein that if the back half of it was as strong as the first half, it probably would be considered to be their best album ever. I think the album, a lot of the time, 2 and 4 get mentioned, with 3 sort of in there, but 3 really does have some phenomenal tracks. It's just maybe the last few that are not bad tracks by any means, but they lack a little bit of something, you know. Whereas you could listen and happily enjoy every song in Origin of Symmetry, and then 99% of the songs on the Black Holes and Revelations album. But anyway, I've already rambled on enough as it is, and there was the intro on top of this, so we're probably 3-4 minutes in. Let's get straight into it. Muse Reapers from the Drones album. I'm going to be doing more pauses, by the way, because my videos have been getting blocked, so they've been delayed. I'll probably do 3 pauses. Such a cool riff though, isn't that? Very cool build. Again, it's what Muse do. Cool builds. Building the tension. Listen to that bass, how fast that bass is going. As someone who plays it very averagely, I couldn't play it that fast. Pause 1. I am so sorry about these pauses. I know what we're getting into because I know the songs, but I have been getting blocked on these videos, and I need this one not to get blocked so I can have it up in time to keep with my schedule, because I fell a bit behind over the last few days. So again, I apologize for that. We're going to be doing at least 2 more pauses. I just want to fit them in here so we can really play through the latter part of the song. I'll probably run till 2 minutes, then to 4 minutes, and yeah, we'll do something like that. But no, very cool opening. I like how the riff changes. I love what the riff changes into from here. Again, it's just a very cool song with a lot of really cool elements. You know, I don't want to talk too much because I don't want to give sort of everything I'd like to say on the song before the song is over. You know, I'd rather talk about the elements as they come up, and just that riff, you know, it's really cool, and it sets the pace of the song. It's quite a fast paced song, and then sort of pulls back the pacing a little bit into the chorus to way more of a headbanging type of riff, and it's really cool. I really like how it's done. Just go back 2 seconds. There we go. Like, that is sick. Cannot tell me that is not sick. And this is where the production shines so much. I've said it on every song so far, but good production on a good song, mint. That effect on the guitar is so cool. I don't know how he does it. I just... How many pedals is he messing with? If someone knows, let me know, because I'd be very curious how to replicate that sound. Okay, second pause. Sorry, I just didn't want to pause as we were going in the chorus. I thought I'd pause just before we go into sort of the chorus part. And my last pause would probably be after the solo. It's cool, isn't it? It's cool. It's a fun song to listen to. I mean, I was debating, especially for this song, should I be doing these reactions live, like well, I could do them live on Twitch as well. That's something I've been debating. But no, I meant listen to the live versions of them, and the live versions of them are great, and I prefer listening to the live versions of them. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to album reactions, which is sort of what I've mainly done so far, I've kind of stuck to actually listening to the full pieces from albums. Sometimes the production of what you do for the album studio version versus the live version is a little different, and sometimes you miss out on certain things from the live version because they may not have been done to the standard, should I say, of the studio version, even though they're still enjoyable in their own way. And you know, you just run the risk of missing something, I think, sometimes in the live performances, as fun as they may be. Now, if I was just like, say, oh, here's Reapers, and I'm not reacting to anything more from the album or trying to listen through the album to sort of grade the album, which is what the purpose of this reaction series is, it makes more sense to stick to these. It really does make more sense. But anyway, we're going to have one more pause, then we're going to run through the end, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. Just hard, isn't it? Just hard. It's fucking sick, man. Fucking sick, man. Classic drum beat just to let a guitarist go nuts. Very intricate solo, this, in terms of the effects used, you know? Definitely one of his more complicated ones. Groovy as well, very groovy. You find a lot of good rock A lot of good rock has a real cool groove to it, you know, it's definitely inspired from more groovy music. It's class. Bass adds a great tone through it as well. Alright, we're not going to pause yet. We'll let this chorus play through first. Let me know what you think about that solo though. I actually would like to hear your opinions on that. Let me know in the comments below what you grade that solo out of 10, if you're a big fan of guitar solos. Okay, it's not the end of the song, so anyone who knows the song, stick around. But or anyone who doesn't know the song, should I say, stick around, because anyone who knows it will know to stay for what's next. But yeah, what I was just saying there about grading the guitar solo, and the reason why I say this is because if I have any people here watching who are actually sort of fans of my reaction series is beyond just the band, because I know most people who look up reactions are only looking them up for the certain band that they like, and that's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's what I do. It's what I do. It's why I started doing reactions like these, because I enjoyed watching them myself. But if any of you sort of watch my Greta Van Fleet reactions, everyone will know that I'm very critical of the guitar, but not even very critical of the guitar. I'm critical of the praise the guitar gets, because I feel like it gets a lot of praise when it's, you know, if anything, it's really the bassist and the drummer especially on the second album, The Battle at Garden's Gate, that really, I think, sets the tone of the album, of course, along with the vocals. And for those who maybe watch that versus maybe this solo, regardless if you think this solo is too electronic, take away that element from it. In terms of the playing style of the solo, there's way more personality to it, you know, whereas a lot of the Greta Van Fleet solos are they're cheesy, they're classic, and in a way they're supposed to be, but sometimes they can come across as lazy. Now, sometimes they are really good, but there's like discrepancies, I think, in different types of solos, and I think this is a good example of where, you know, you're sort of, and then even if you didn't like the electronicness, you can appreciate, well, you're not just doing a solo that's been done. It's music history solos, you know, doing scales and all. There's only a certain amount you can do with that, and he's trying to do a different take on it by adding in some electronics. So the innovativeness, one of those words, alone in that arguably deserves praise in itself. But you may disagree, and that's why I want you to let me know. Let me know down in the comments below about that. But let's round out the song, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. I love when the bass kicks in here. That bass line. And the drums too, the drums in this part. That's what makes this. It's the drum work. And seeing this live, oh man. Oh, nothing like it. I think you can hear it through my headset a little bit. I think it was piercing through there. I'm not sure. I seen my thing going for it when I had it cranked full. Let's see if you can. Yeah, that's coming through. I have no idea how that's going to sound in the edit. Lift. Okay, there's another one of those lifts and drops and all, but I'm going to stop it there purely because I would hate to end up getting copyright blocked on that last 30 seconds when it doesn't really add to the song. It's just a closer filler into the next song, so forgive me for that. I'm protecting my butt here, guys. But yeah, that was Reapers by Muse from the Drones album. It is, even though myself with Muse, I always go through phases of preferring different songs from different albums at different times, and this would be one that I haven't listened to in a while, and I'm really into the Globalist at the moment. Before I'd done this reaction series, I was really back into the Globalist. This, I think, objectively speaking, probably has to be the best song in the album. It's just, I genuinely think that there's only been 2 instances since the 4th album where you've really gotten a proper rock song that's felt like Muse. And I mean hard rock song. They've done a couple of rock songs in The Resistance, cool ones with the orchestra and Second Law, cool rock-based riffs on Simulation Theory. But this one feels like it feels like that you took Origin of Symmetry, Muse, and aged them up, still playing the exact same music, and it really feels like a much more raw type of rock song in comparison to what they've moved into. And I really personally like that, and I know a lot of people say, well, you shouldn't stick to the same thing through your music career, and believe me, they didn't. But it is nice to sometimes go back and or to hear new stuff that's of the old genres they used to do, because it kind of gives you an idea of how they think of that music now, if that makes sense. Like, the rumors are the next album they're doing is very much a rock album again. Now, Drones itself was supposed to be a rock album, and it's had its criticism, so just because they're doing a rock album doesn't mean they're really going to capture their old rock sound, if that's what they're trying to do. But there's something about Reapers that just feels very, very Muse in every sense of the word. And that's why out of 10, I think I have to give it a 9. It has to be, definitely in rock songs, it's in their top 5, top 10. I don't know if I consider it in the top 10 on their overall, but I think a lot of people would, which is why I'll say I think it's around top 10, you know, because you've got, I mean, taking into account popularity as well, you got Plug-in Baby, Supermassive Black Hole, Hysteria, Nights of Sidonia. I mean, they're sort of untouchable songs for your top 5. And then it begins to get a little more up on the air. You know, some people might throw in Showbiz or Muscle Museum or something from the Second Law. But this song definitely makes its way up there. I genuinely think it does. And I don't think there's too much more I could say on it other than that, you know, this song made this album, I think, alone worth it, even if you didn't like the album overall, which a lot of people didn't. Or well did, and then the whole argument's that it aged poorly, which is what we're going discussing on this album. And I really think we'll be able to sort of answer that question more of, did it age poorly coming into the second half of the album? Because as I said, it tends to be the second half of the album where things can get weaker for Muse, and there's one song in there, you know it probably if you're fans, but I'm not naming it yet for the sake of some sort of mystique, but it's genuinely in the top 3 of probably the worst Muse songs I've ever heard. It's really bad, and I can imagine that video is going to get plenty of dislikes, because I'll be the only one on YouTube who's reacted to it, probably, like one of the few, and I'll be absolutely tearing it to pieces. So any fans looking that video up are not going to be happy with me, but you know, I'm here to give my opinions, you know. But anyway, that has been it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like this video if you liked it, or dislike if you didn't like it. But if you didn't like it, and if you did like it especially, but if you have constructive criticism for me, make sure to leave it in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more, and I will hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.